In the Asian and Pacific region, agriculture opens for us vast opportunities to achieve development targets, such as rural poverty reduction and environmental sustainability. Amid the region's limited land, deteriorating natural resource base, and rapid population growth, technological innovation holds the key to revitalizing our agriculture. Exploring the vast and far-reaching potential of timely and relevant information and technology is what will empower our small-scale farmers to achieve improved agricultural productivity, increased income, and a better quality of life. The dawning of the center. More than 30 years ago, poverty and hunger threatened to dominate Asia. The severe periodic shortages of food at that time were attributed to inadequate production, caused by backward farming techniques and insufficient fertilizers, coupled with an increasingly growing population. This daunting problem was seen as a challenge by the Asian and Pacific Council, a regional forum of foreign ministers which led to the establishment in 1970 of an international organization primarily dedicated to transferring modern, practical, and innovative tools, information, and technology for the benefit of small-scale farmers in this region. This is the Food and Fertilizer Technology Center, also known as the FFTC. Our work, our mission. Research and development has so far generated vast amounts of agricultural information. However, the Center believes that only when these become practical knowledge that reach the hearts and minds of small-scale farmers and are applied using their own hands, can technological information be rendered useful and effective. This is the vital role that FFTC passionately and effectively plays for more than 3 decades now. It facilitates the collection of practical technologies and information generated by scientists and researchers and transfers them to the ultimate users, the farmers. The Center also promotes the sharing and exchange of agricultural information to help close the technology gap between developed and developing countries in the region. For more than 3 decades now, and still aiming towards a stronger future, FFTC's 5 member countries, Japan, Korea, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam, have been fully supporting the Center's mandate by allowing the Center access to the respective scientific and technological advancements and research results to help other developing countries in the ASPAC. Together, the contribution of FFTC and its member countries in raising the standards of agriculture and the quality of life of farmers in the region has truly been remarkable. The Center's operations are supported by annual contributions from the member countries. FFTC also works in close partnership with about 15 international and 72 national agricultural organizations, as well as non-political foundations, which provide support as co-sponsors and co-organizers and help identify important priority concerns of small-scale farmers for the Center's annual work programs and activities. The member countries are represented on the Center's Executive Board, which decides on the Center's programs and policies. It is assisted by the Working Group, which reviews the Center's work programs and budget for recommendation to the Board. The Technical Advisory Committee, or TAC, on the other hand, is made up of distinguished agricultural scientists from countries in the region and serves to provide technical program and policy advice to the Center. The Center's professional staff are specialists from various agricultural disciplines recruited internationally from countries in the ASPAC region, while the administrative staff are employed locally. Both are under the supervision of the Director, who is appointed by the Executive Board. Technology. From research into the farmer's hands. FFTC's Integrated Technology Transfer Mechanism is what makes it a unique international center. Issues and problems are identified either by carrying out surveys in the region or during discussions at seminars and workshops. Once the problem is well defined, the center actively searches for relevant and practical technologies which will help small-scale farmers. These technologies are shared and exchanged at workshops and seminars. The practical information and technologies collected from these meetings are then disseminated among the countries of the region by means of publications and the center's website, or through training courses and field demonstrations. These steps ultimately lead to the overall goal of sustainable agricultural development. What we have achieved over the years. For FFTC, decades of serving small-scale farmers by bringing them information on improved agricultural technology is an evolving task and a continuing commitment. The center's first decade of existence was devoted to meeting the regional shortage of staple foods. In its second decade, the center shifted its focus to crop diversification, high-value crops, satisfying demand from urban consumers, and improving farmers' ability to respond to market forces. Into the third decade, the center sought to address the issue of environmental decline resulting from rapid development by pursuing sustainability in agricultural production. It devoted more attention to emerging global problems like soil degradation, pollution of groundwater, slopeland degradation, and the diminishing biodiversity. Traversing into its fourth decade at the onset of the 21st century, the center continues to promote sustainable agriculture in the region, integrating the main goals of environmental stewardship, competitiveness through safety and quality of produce, farm profitability, and prosperous farming communities. Overall, some important programs of the center in almost 4 decades of existence include the following: improvement of crop production to meet the increasing demand for more diversified and better quality food, soil and fertilizer management, which is a vital factor if farmers are to achieve stable high yields, crop protection, with emphasis on the development and adoption of integrated pest management, improved livestock and aquaculture production to meet consumer demand and provide a very promising income-generating venture for resource-poor farmers, post-harvest handling and marketing, in response to the opening up of global agricultural trade, which poses great challenges to Asian farmers in terms of competing and taking advantage of opportunities created by these trade reforms. Small farm economy, focusing on enhancing the competitiveness of the region's small-scale farms through more efficient farming activities involving not just technical improvements, but structural adjustments as well.
Performance over the years.
In over 3 decades, more than 20,000 scientists and researchers, extension workers, and policy makers have actively participated and benefited in FFTC activities. They have created a multiplier effect by filtering down practical information and technologies to countless farmers in the region, giving them new opportunities and new solutions to their problems. Every year, the center holds from 6 to 8 seminars and workshops in different cooperating countries on various topics of importance to the region's agriculture. Special projects include regional surveys, training courses, and field demonstrations. Under its publication program, the most recent, relevant, and practical technology and information collected through its various activities are documented and published as extension and technical bulletins, books, annual report, newsletters, and other extension materials. Since 1970, the center has distributed over 1 million copies of its different publications, given free to about 2,000 libraries of agricultural institutions and universities, and individuals in 52 countries. Some FFTC publications are now translated into local languages by the national extension systems in the region to widen the reach and practical use of information and technology by the small-scale farmers. Aiming to enhance its information service, the Center has made available free of charge on its website the full text of its publications for the last 15 years. With its publication database, the FFTC website has now become an important information resource on Asian agriculture. Looking beyond. Small-scale farmers have become increasingly vulnerable to the globalization of the agriculture sector. Large-scale production has dominated the market and created a highly competitive environment where food quality and safety, environment-friendly production, and sustainability are now the major concerns. Yet, in many developing and transition economies in the region, where rural poverty still persists, an alarming question lingers. How can our small-scale farmers participate and compete, or even just survive, in this new environment in agriculture production, marketing, and trade? Year after year, FFTC reviews its strategies and work programs with a passion and vision to continually address the need of small-scale farmers. Yet, as the need changes by the decade, FFTC's mission remains the same: to promote modern and practical information and technology toward contributing to the creation of a genuinely interdependent regional sustainable agriculture. FFTC's programs and activities shall now be guided by the FFTC Strategic Plan for 2007 to 2011. The plan outlines 4 strategic missions as follows: increased income and improved livelihood of small-scale farmers, focusing on technological innovations that will cushion the impact of agricultural restructuring on the region's small-scale farmers. Improved food safety, to enable developing economies to comply with food safety standards and regulation in global trade, as well as to ensure the well-being of the consumers. Enhancement of environment-friendly technology, promoting agricultural activities that will prevent damage to the environment and the people's health from such means as pollution of water sources and eutrophication. And sustainable use of natural resources to prevent the rapid depletion of the region's valuable natural resource base for agriculture. For almost 4 decades that FFTC has been in existence, it has provided much valuable technology and information to the region's small-scale farmers. And through its systematic institutional cooperation and complementation mechanism, has bridged the technological and economic gap between the rich and poor countries in the ASPAC region. This is where FFTC hopes to make a difference. There are millions of small-scale farmers in the ASPAC region, and our commitment revolves around how the Center might best be able to help them in the best way we can. With you as our partners, we will continue to pursue our mission to empower our small-scale farmers with information and technology toward the attainment of sustainable agriculture, healthy environment, and competitive economies in the region.